Love and marriage.
Okay.
Okay.
Love
Hello,
it.
hello, hello, everyone. We are live. It's your girls, Montique, Dr. Joy, pre-PhD, and Callie. We are here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 9, ready to pop off. Um, Everything we say is allegedly our opinions, entertainment purposes only. So don't get in your feelings. Just have fun. Ladies, how y'all doing today?
Good. I'm ready
Good.
to pop off.
You ready to pop off? What about you, Callie? And who
Popping
is
off
this
with
in
you.
the picture with the baby?
That's
Is that
pregnant Melody.
Melody? Is she pregnant now again?
No, that was way back Wednesday post.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so what we do in the beginning is I'm going to share it out, but while I share it, we're going to rate it, right? From 1 to 10, 10 being great. How would you rate it? So who wants to go first? Joy?
5, 6.
Oh, okay. What about you, Callie?
Same 5.
Me too. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like, it's not getting me.
Mm-mm.
And I'm
There
trying
ain't
to
nothing
figure out
going
what do
on.
we want? Like, what do we need? Because I don't know what I'm missing, but it just ain't it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it doesn't. I agree.
I think this is an old formula. I've been saying this for a minute. They're going with an old formula. First of all, when this show first started, it was very genuine. It was the most genuine reality show I'd seen. And when you are real friends, the chemistry comes off on TV. Right now, not only are they not real friends, everybody's looking for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows. It's kind of like watching Rena from
Yeah.
everybody's a Rena. And everybody's trying to look for a moment to pounce. And it comes across very disingenuous. It comes off like everybody's trying to get somebody.
Yeah,
So
and
off
if you
topic, we
ask
have a
me,
comment. Kevin wants to know, are we doing the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion? I have not watched
We
it.
should. It's
I heard it was
so
really good.
good. Y'all
So
are so tripping.
so I mean, I can watch it if y'all want to, and we can do it, I guess, sometime next week. I'm pretty open. Just let me know. We
but I
starting to go
am
to the movies on Tuesday, so
But Kevin, I
Lord.
am sick of Melissa and Teresa's feud.
Yeah, but they said
Like
the
it's
reunion
too
was great.
much.
But let's get back to Huntsville. So
It's
Kevin,
turn
we're thinking about doing it. So stay with us on this one though. I don't know if you watch Huntsville. So I agree with you, Joe. I do feel like everybody's trying to find a moment. Everybody's trying to. It seems like Carlos was like when they had that meeting. Everybody kind of got the sense, oh, I better play a part or do something special, or I'm gonna get kicked off. It's like they're fighting for their lives or something.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know.
yes.
I think it's encouraged. Because Carlos is one to say, if you're not doing this, then why are you here? And everything's inauthentic. And so I think it's encouraged, whether he realizes it or not. They're the reason that this is happening. The producers are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree.
And they took away the buzz people. Say whatever you want. Wanda was a buzz. Wanda actually took the pressure off of them to perform because Wanda created the buzz. Wanda created they need that. Like now, you could say it forces them to do their job. It does. But
Yeah, but what part of Wanda do they need? I mean, Wanda was a train wreck. How many episodes can we watch her talk about kids without talking about kids?
well, I'm not saying that part was good, Callie.
But that's all she gave.
But now nobody's giving anything.
Well, I know. So I don't know that Wanda is the replacement or the fix.
I'm not necessarily saying that she is. I'm just saying she is. Yeah, she was the buzz. Say
and it
whatever
can't
you
be
want.
Stormy Mama. It cannot be Stormy's mama. Please don't let it be her.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're trying to let it be Nell.
In
Nell
other words,
to be
people don't even talk about the show. They're talking about drama that's happening online. Nobody's talking about the show.
This show is more social media than the actual show. Like Carlos could just take the show off and just do a Facebook Live social media. And that would be the show. Because that's all people talk about is social media.
Yeah, they're not talking about this show. Nobody's talking about anything. Like you may mention, one person may have mentioned, I wonder why they moving into an apartment or so, but I'm like, nobody's talking about
I want to
these
talk about
episodes.
that. Let's talk about the apartment situation.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like that Tish and Marceau are the bootleg Toya and Eugene.
Not the bootleg.
They move every season. But see, Toya and Eugene would at least move on up like the Jeffersons.
They only moved
Marceau and
they moved twice.
Move on down. They move on down. And
where did they move from? I remember they was in a condo.
Toya and them. We've watched them spend about $500,000 in rent.
Yeah,
we have. It's just ridiculous.
And so that's the same thing with Tish them to me. It's like they're moving a lot. And I understand that you want to move to rehab your house or whatever. But to move you and how many kids you got, 3 or 4, into an apartment? Does that make sense to y'all?
I wonder, is it like the condos they were originally staying in?
I hope so. Because that's just not right.
Because they do got some swanky townhouse, and Huntsville, like Nashville, has those really luxury apartments like they got downtown. They have some luxury apartments there.
But most of the people who live in them are like business execs who are older, in the prime of their life, making a lot of money, don't have a lot of kids, don't have a lot of family. It's just them and their wives or they bachelors or bachelorettes. It's not like a whole family living in those places. So why not rent another house?
It might be. I hope it's a condo, girl.
I pray it's a condo.
And they do have a lot of what do you call them? She could be using the word, I hope she is, apartment loosely, because they also have a lot of duplexes. And some of those duplexes are just as big as houses.
So do you think that Tish and Marceau talk about their own issues more, or do they talk about everybody else's? Because when they was in that bedroom talking about Tiffany and why is Marceau so invested in this Martell?
That was my favorite part of the show. Well, that and when Melody got up and left the table. But that scene was so funny to me because they was both clowning. And Marceau, he's shady, but he's still one of my favorite people. I don't know if I admit that, but I love him. He is such a goofy person. He cracks me up. But I thought that was the best scene they've ever had together to me. Was talking about somebody.
But they used to do that though. Y'all have to remember that the second episode was them discussing this affair that they heard Martell had. I would never forget. I keep talking about that.
They close.
That's the same though. I don't remember laughing at that.
Oh no, because it wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. But my point is they kill it.
But they do it. That's what I'm saying. Do they talk about their own issues, everybody else's?
No, they talk about their own. We talk about Marceau all the time when they do. He talks so down to her.
Found out, yeah.
Yeah, we remember him.
He's awful.
Just don't
see on the separate side of the tracks. Girl, yes, they have. They definitely have.
Do you think that Scott Manor is the new Never Never Land? Chateau, no, can you go? What did Nene call Chateau? Never Never Land?
Yeah, Neverland.
Chateau, no.
She said it was Chateau Thelma. She said it was Chateau.
In her mama's name, yeah.
So it's the Scots Manor like that? Do you think, because they found caves and, it's going to be a process. I pray they're not going to be living in that apartment that long. What else do I have? I do have why they talking about somebody. So you like that part of them talk. What did you like? When did he say Tiffany ain't that pretty? Was that during that conversation?
Ain't he a mess? but that brings up a part, the most interesting part of that conversation is because I thought it was so off base when Tisha said she thinks she can get away with saying that because she's pretty.
Right.
Okay, that threw me for a loop. Where did that colorism moment come from? I wasn't expecting it. There was no conversation that, in my opinion, should have led to that. She
does act like a ditzy. She acts like a black girl that just does not have black friends. And she has a very Karen-esque attitude. I actually agreed with him. I've been saying
I'm talking about her. I'm talking about Tish and her pretty comment.
I know. I'm just saying, there are people who think, I mean, they're definitely colorists. What you think the hair comment was about? Cutting off hair. Girl,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
But
an old school thought.
you like, so you pretty.
You
Well,
like
yeah, but we
was
talked
so
about
good hair.
Uh-huh.
we've talked about colorism so much. It's never come up on this show to me until that comment from her. But it made me in a little way
I
feel
mean,
bad for
she's
Tish.
not unattractive, but she look old and she is messy. Girl,
Well,
somebody
she is messy, but for me,
she
yes,
messy.
Tisha's pretty. I mean, Tiffany's pretty. Tiffany is messy, but for me, that spoke more about Tisha than
Me
Tiffany.
too. I
Yeah.
And
thought
so
so
I
too.
was. It
Mhm.
concerned me. I'm like, is there? I have not seen one post about that or anything. So it almost to me felt like I'm listening to somebody with extremely low self-esteem, kind of enjoy the fact that somebody else is doing something they don't agree with. And but when she said it, it threw me off. I never would have expected that to come rolling out of her mouth. I don't.
It
Maybe it's
made no
just
sense in the context of what they was talking about.
yeah.
Like,
It's like
what did
she's
her
so
looks
pretty.
have to do with anything?
Yeah, I didn't like that. It's like Tisha, really?
So
But
do you
okay.
think that the Tiffany charade conversation is taken overboard, or is it justified by what's happening with it? Because I feel like
Um,
the bone collector met the bone collector, in my opinion. What do y'all think?
it was
Um.
beyond bone collecting. What she said to Sheree really was rude. It's one thing to say, "Are you dating?" It's another thing to talk vulgarities to a stranger. Like she literally said to her, "You think your
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 P, yeah.
your pee is good enough to keep him like who is girl? I would have the Negro part of me." The Negro part of me would have punched her in her face. Like, who you talking to? And that is the I hate to say it, the little pretty girl light skin. What I do? Oh, they're talking about
Okay,
me.
so
Come
Joy, I
on,
want to
yeah.
say
Help
this.
me,
But so
help
what's
me,
the
Lou,
difference? So Martell is upset
Mm-mm.
about this. But what is the
help me,
difference
Lou.
from what's the difference
Girl.
from when Ariane used to say vulgarity things or vulgar things to Mel and Martell just let that go? But
Because
in this situation,
We're not watching that on TV. We was watching that on social media. That's
so
too
because it happened in a different context, he should be mad. I mean, I think he should have been
no.
mad at Ariane too. Like
Okay,
it's like he kept
why
going
are we
back.
going back to that? Let's talk.
I'm no, I'm
Let's
not
stay
okay.
focused.
Joy, I'm
I
not
thought we
going
were.
back
Oh,
to
look at.
that. That is a
Wait,
very good step.
Joy didn't turn into the school teacher. You say when
Let's
she grabbed
stay
her face,
focused.
let's stay
That
focused.
is staying focused. It's two different
Child.
women that he messed with. He let one be mistreated and the other one he's mad about. How is that not in the same lane of
Girl,
what's going on?
Tiffany and Sheree ain't never seen each other a day in their life in
That
person,
still don't
other
matter.
than
It's still
TV.
somebody being
It
vulgar
does.
to a woman you with.
But
Well,
you're
and
Although
Lou
justifying
tried to
what
explain it.
somebody text online who's not on the show. What does that have to do with this? It feels like a
but
diverting
that was his
conversation.
wife. This is his girlfriend.
Girl,
Or his woman he ain't even claiming.
y'all just want to justify that
I'm
girl
not
behavior.
justifying
I'm gonna let you.
Lord
We want to
Jesus.
justify whose
That was
behavior.
not a justification question. That was a really like, I wonder what's the difference. He
We're
might
trying
like
to
Sheree
justify
more than his
Tiffany's.
wife.
Why would we need to justify that behavior?
Yeah.
Going
Yeah.
over to
I
what
mean,
Lou said about it. Lou said she don't know them personally, but she is aware of them. She is connected with people that do know them. That's what Lou said. I think it was rude that she asked it as well, but I can't lie. I was cracking up laughing after the fact. So when I saw the interview with her and Carlos, Tiffany is so messy. Her entire conversation was, well, I don't wear wigs, so I don't know what to say. And why would I? It made me appreciate the moment. I was no longer mad at her for some reason. It was just hilarious the way she was trying to explain herself by not explaining herself. I'm like, the gall of this lady. It was perfect. It was a mess. I was cracking up laughing. It
not
was
the
really
girls that
funny.
fight. Joy gets so upset when anybody say anything about Martell. I wasn't even trying to be mean about Martell. I was just asking a question. It could have been simple. He might like Sheree more than Mel, he may respect Sheree more than Mel,
And
or
also,
he didn't feel
that
Ariane
girl ain't
was
been on
doing the
this
same
show.
thing that
Y'all
Tiffany
want
did.
Martell to defend her, and this girl is not on the show.
Martell, we want Martell
I
to
didn't
defend
want him
who?
to defend her. My point is, if he's so mad about that, then if a person is disrespecting your wife, why keep letting her suck your thing if she gonna keep disrespecting your wife? Like, did you just grow up now? He could have just grown and said, "Ooh, I don't want to do this in this relationship too." I mean, there's so many different answers to me trying to make him out to be a bad guy. He could have just grew up. I mean, I'm not trying to make him bad. I'm just asking a question. Right? Very defensive. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Y'all know y'all can't say nothing about Martell with Joy. With not
that
look,
hurt my
not with
heart.
Joy
I didn't
anywhere
even
within
mean
100
nothing.
mile
She
radius.
just jumped on me. Stay focused. I'm like, okay. Anyway,
And Kevin, just for the record, this argument is calm in comparison to what was going on about a year ago. Okay,
right, honey. Because let me move on. I ain't gonna say nothing else about that man. Okay.
yeah, but we should though. I mean, because he's
We
pathetic.
talking more about Martell than the girl who actually insulted a stranger. But okay.
No, we haven't. We talked about Martell for about 60 seconds. Joy.
Lord have mercy. I just asked the question.
Turn on your timer before you get put in time out, Monty.
I'm telling you, I didn't even say nothing about Martell.
Where's my stopwatch?
All right. Anyway, I was talking about Ariane, but anyway, the fact that do y'all think that Marceau is more upset with the Tiffany situation? I'm not gonna say nobody else's name because I ain't gonna get into it. Or is he deflecting and trying to keep stuff away from himself and what he's doing?
I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares about himself and what he's doing. I really don't. Marceau seems to be able to talk his way out of everything. But I think the reason he was so comfortable stepping his voice, his opinions into this situation is because it was Lou and how bad him and Lou have been a part of, you know, with their history with one another. He enjoyed every ounce of it.
Yeah.
Except,
I think so too. I think it has a lot to do with the controversy surrounding around Lou and them and the fact that they haven't been honest. That it has been a running thing that they are lying and faking for the TV. That has been a running thing with all of them. And I think because of that, he was enjoying them being under the hot seat a little.
He's enjoying it too much.
You said they've been lying?
That's what they have been saying. They have been saying that. That's why I remember they was like, "Don't you work at the so and so?" And they were saying that Tiffany they have been faking, like they just been lying. Every season that has been a running theme at the reunion that they're not being transparent. They are lying. That ain't true. Y'all got your own scandals. It has been a running thing each season.
So what other scandals have they said?
No.
Well, what's her name is cold-blooded because although Tisha, although they beeped out what she said, she named somebody.
Did she? I didn't see that.
She named somebody. They just beeped it out. And whoever this person is somebody she's around a lot.
So is this Tiffany cheating or Lou?
Yes.
Tiffany's cheating. So is that baby not his? Is that what they're trying to say?
She didn't say that. She just said that it was a rumor, all these rumors. She said whoever this person is, she used his name. Tiffany ain't even interested enough for nobody even pull this person out. So, because nobody's pulled it out, but they beeped out his name because she actually said his name, which really is jacked up of her.
Well,
but
I don't. It seems like Tisha. You know how we used to say about Martell is that Martell always wanted to take somebody else down with him whenever he was in trouble. That's how we got to the 20 women with Marcel conversation and everything. It feels to me like Tisha kind of likes to keep information on people to use in different situations too, because we now know she knew about that sex tape before Melody did. You know, when was she going to bring that out? Is that why she invited the girl to the tea party? It's like she likes to get information.
I don't understand how that could be. I still don't, for the life of me, understand why that would be an issue because when it all boils down, that's her husband. Like, who cares?
Well, the issue. Well,
who cares? Let my husband say he gonna put some revenge porn out on me, my ex-husband. I would be pissed the F off.
No. I'm talking.
Everybody would care. We need to know.
We're talking in the context of Tisha using something against her. I don't know if I had come across a husband and wife sex tape, how that could be. 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 How
Okay, if y'all are divorced and you don't know that tape is out there, possibly being about to be put out there, it is very relevant information.
I get that part, yeah. But I don't think that Tish was, you all weren't talking in the context of Tisha putting it out. You all were just like, she knew about it.
She knew about it, and she invited the girl to the tea party. What's next? Here we go. Now we got to have a whole live session.
I don't understand that part though. Like, it didn't, the connection. I hear that.
Did you know about the sex tape before that?
Yes, but it
what
wasn't that
episode was that
knew
on?
about it, but he actually tweeted her something.
He said no, she said he texted her something on like when they were arguing, and she said, "You're threatening me with revenge porn. I'm gonna get my lawyers involved." It was like on Instagram.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, so I knew that they had done something.
He had sent a screenshot
that I knew that they did together.
He had sent a screenshot, right? A screenshot in a video, totally different.
We just know about that because he talked, because he said it, but we
know about the rest because Tisha invited the girl with the information to the tea party. That's how it's relevant. Tisha did that.
I hear you. I just don't understand how even that could be embarrassing. I did a tape.
It can be embarrassing because it can be embarrassing because they're now divorced. Because they're now divorced, and my ex-husband has shown a sex tape to my mistress, who is now the mother of my 5th child, who has told information in the city, trying to get people to set up fake accounts to put it out there as a source of embarrassment for Melody.
Why would he share it with Ariane, though? Even if you don't believe the other part, why would he? Ariane said he shared it with her. Why don't you believe? You don't believe her? He shared it with her. Why would you? He pitted those two women against each other, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
It's just not right. Would you really like it? Would you really like it if your husband sent me a copy of a sex tape of you and him? I wouldn't want to see it. Would you want it out there?
I'm smart enough not to do one.
Really? You think
you should be able to do that with your husband?
This was your boyfriend girlfriend.
I'm smart enough because we all know.
I've done a tape before, and I'm smart.
Okay, here's the thing. I get that you're smart enough. You know, if we're talking about Martell, it ain't like he's always telling you when something is being recorded. We've already learned that every time he's trying to record up on Melody. It's a bad situation. I don't know how that could be coming out of there. It was giving zucchini. Okay.
I guess because I don't believe it, to be honest.
He said, okay.
You don't believe what?
It's too fantastical that a former associate of hers, she seems like she wants 5 minutes of fame because she probably was talking and didn't get her time at the tea party, so she's trying to make herself famous.
So what part are you not believing?
I don't believe that she had this video. Allegedly, Ariane was supposed to give her this video so she could put it out on behalf, so she could be kind of like a third party.
So this is a stranger that's only met her in person one time. How else would she get that information?
Ariane had to tell her about the video. It's like who else told her about the video? I know Martell
it was more than one because Ariane presented all kind of stuff that showed that they had been interacting for a while. She
in text messages.
Yeah, it was
we're talking about the tape. Okay. I think just because it's Martell, we're not going to get to the conversation.
I don't necessarily. I just don't believe. To me, the whole thing just sounds stupid.
Okay, but Martell admitted that there was a tape out there.
No, he's never admitted there was a tape
out
there.
He did admit that on the Queen Sheba interview.
Okay.
He did.
Not out there. What I mean is, it ain't out in the internet. He has one on his phone or wherever they recorded it on. I get that.
And Coleslaw has it. I get that.
Seen it at least.
Catch me out.
Come on,
Joy.
Okay. That man gets a pass. Okay. Doesn't seem okay.
We're just gonna move on.
Another thing is, I feel like Tish feels like. What is that, baby? Yeah, and drain it a little bit. I feel like Jordan's cooking some rotel. I feel like Tish is loving to talk about other people's marriages, but if you say anything about hers, she gonna cry. And that's what kind of boils my bubble when her and Marceau are in there talking about other people's stuff. Because as soon as you mention anything about her, she crying. So I feel like they can hear, but they can't.
To her benefit, to her defense, just a little. It was 2 years. Tisha started crying after 2 years of the pressure. It wasn't from the beginning, because at first she was ready to fight, hold it down. What? It was 2 years. That last season, she did a lot of crying, or not even a lot. There was like 1 or 2. Well, it was more than one. It was a lot. It was several scenes.
But they just started talking about her marriage. Like she talked about Martell and Mel's marriage. And then they kind of talked about her.
Season 4
and
and
then
5.
When Kiki came.
Seasons 4 and 5. Tisha, that girl has been defending her marriage. I'll give her that.
Because Martell said it was 20 women. That's why.
I'm not arguing with you on what. It doesn't
matter. But
what
I'm saying is, if anybody
she wasn't crying about the 20 women, she was mad. She wasn't crying when even she didn't start crying until that picture. That's the first time I saw her cry about it.
Okay.
Always defensive and ready to fight and argue. She wasn't crying about it.
She's always mad when somebody, let's take crying out of it. Let's take the word cry out. She's always upset when somebody talks about her marriage.
Of course.
And she don't want nobody to say anything. But she wants to be the main one to talk about any and everybody else's marriage.
I mean, you have to realize that one of the show's co-producers, actually was taking some girl to the other producers to get her on the show for the sole purpose to come on and say that she was having an affair with Marceau. So I'm like, so I think in your mind, I ain't gonna say in your mind, but I think in the conversation it's almost hypocritical, because they all are. Melanie should have known what it felt like to have your life and your marriage on display and flipped and torn apart on national TV. Yet she was trying so hard to do it to Tisha. Tisha know what it feels like.
She was trying to do it to Tisha?
Oh, she definitely was trying to do that.
But here's the fact. She said she knows for a fact that something went on. Did she not?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. What are you talking about? Because if you're saying she's trying to do it and she's saying she has the information, then just do it. You're either going to do it or you're not. So she hasn't done it. So that debunks your whole point.
I think you're missing a point. This isn't about a situation of defense. These two women knew what it was like. At this point, both of them know what it's like
simply
to be in a situation where they have had their marriages on display, where Melanie's didn't fell apart, Tisha's was on attack. So to do it to somebody else,
but then Tisha asked her to do it. Then she said, "Give me the proof. Show me."
She did, and Melanie she did, and Melanie told her, "I ain't gonna do it because you ain't gonna believe me anyway." Yet spent 2 seasons trying to do just that.
If she was gonna do it, she would have done it, Joy.
She tried. It just didn't work. Literally,
what do you mean she tried? If she has the information,
girl, listen, you don't have to be on the show to show it.
You don't have to be on
the show to show it.
If she wants to put it out, she will put it out.
She wanted to do a straight up Kenya and bring the girl on the show.
And she could have. And she didn't.
So it don't even have to be on the show. The girl could have met her for tea. Like, you don't want to do it on the show? If you want to see it and you want proof, we ain't got to do it on the show. Let's just meet for tea. We can meet at a tea party with her. Like, it don't have to be on the show. Then it would have been on social media. If Melody really wanted it to happen, she could have made it happen. She could have made it happen.
So we can't just say she tried, because she had access to whatever she had. Just put it out there. What you mean you tried? It ain't a matter of that. She has a little common sense. Believe it or not.
You think Marceau like me? Marceau knocked me off. Like, let me say this. Y'all women have made Marceau think he's the man, because y'all always saying that the women want his knock need self, and Tish think that everybody want him now because of y'all.
She was upset when she heard that Marceau had her out for a drink or something like that,
and asked her to be the ambassador for the wine or the champagne or whatever.
They was probably doing more than black chocolate, but okay.
We already talked about the P good conversation. Okay, what do you think about the table talk? Miss Nell was like, "Are we gonna continue this conversation?"
In front of is she trying to get a full-time spot on the show?
I think she is, and that's why she on that Ozempic Wegovy allegedly, because she has lost a lot of weight, which I ain't mad at her. Do it, girl.
Yeah, she looks cute.
I think she's gonna be trying to be full time because they say I don't listen to Carlos. I know you do. Did he say something like there's gonna be a shakeup next season? Did you hear that?
Yeah, but he
Okay.
always says that. I mean, I'm sure there will
Okay.
be, but he's supposedly they're planning right now to get Stormy's mom out of any additional scene she's in.
Oh,
Why?
Because she's a disaster.
I don't think she's helping Stormy.
People are putting out, complaints, especially he was upset that people were saying that they tried to
mellow
swap him out
minions.
for Wanda.
It's the mellow minions.
It should be anybody because her mama's out of pocket.
The
T
group
Squad,
name is
Millimeters,
Is
Marshall
Minions something
Heroes,
different?
Martellanites. Everybody should not want that woman on that
Raindrops.
show.
Like,
All
what
of
does
them.
she do? Like, that's so terrible.
She's fighting her child's battles. These people need to fight their own battles. Just because
What did she do that's
you
so
didn't raise your
terrible?
child or you didn't do something right by your child and you want to protect them now, it's too late. They 40, they 35. You need to let them go. Let them be on the show fighting their own battles. That's like Mama Joyce. She need to go. Let them fight their own battles. Why Miss Betty need to do it? Like, stop. That's why. And come on. She want to check. Pay your mama some out of your check.
Yeah, I mean, just look, keep her on. Who knows if they will or not, but keep her on. And then the minute she starts going for Martell, Joy will want her off.
No, she gonna want off.
You're out of here.
The Martellanites will be one off then.
Is that their name?
That's what I call them.
Martellanites.
Half of it. Yeah, the Martell. What you want to call them?
Martella bed bugs.
They asked Mel to pull the millimeters in, and she basically said nope. Nobody said anything when she was getting targeted, and now she ain't. I don't know what that means.
Pull in the millimeters and basically said no. So, simply, are you saying the millimeters was going too hard?
Oh, to kind of pause them.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely have been claims out there of all this stuff that the millimeters have allegedly been doing, like threatening the judge and all that crazy stuff. I really don't believe some of that stuff, but I mean,
these
I've seen
millimeters
people
got a whole bunch of
crazy things.
They got a whole bunch of power, I tell you.
I know that they are.
I wish the T Squad, a T-Bag, or whatever they are.
They are
defend her.
Because I've been in groups where you could talk about Tisha. It could be a conversation about Tisha and Marcel that had nothing to do with nobody, and somehow they're gonna find a way to talk about Melanie. They are weird.
They do that on all the posts.
Well, then that just probably means they're a fan.
I mean, what do you? Male hate groups talk about Mel more than the groups that like her, and I feel like they're more of the millimeters because I follow her and don't know half the stuff they post. I be like, how do you know what she doing? Like, who spends that much time on this lady's Instagram?
And why is it every time I think back to all the stuff they have going on social media, how it seems so much of the show is played off camera than on camera? Every time I think about that, why do I always think of Monique Samuels? I think this is all her fault. All her fault.
So what do y'all think about when Stormy was like, Tiffany said that you was a Sheree fan. How did you think? I feel like she handled it well. What do y'all think? Because do you think they wanted her to react?
That's another example of millimeters. For whatever reason, they are mad. They're saying things like, she just couldn't wait to say she was a fan. I was like, to me, it felt like in that scene that Stormy was really kind of taking a dig at Tiffany, being her friend, like your friend said you was a fan. Where people flipped it on Stormy as if Stormy said this, or as if Stormy was like, yeah, girl, you a fan, when she was just repeating what her so-called friend told her.
I haven't noticed those comments.
I don't know. So Joy, are you not liking Martell because he said that he was a millimeter?
I mean, that's good for
he said he's gonna be a millimeter for life.
He should be.
But you know what though, that comment that was just up there. I mean, people's always saying, why do y'all come down so hard on Martell and nobody's giving him a chance and blah, 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 blah. It's like, we're coming down hard. Look at the interview. Did we do that? That was Martell all on his own. He admitted so much stuff he don't even realize. And the sad thing about the Queen Sheba interview is that she kept trying to say, hold on, you sure you want to go there? Because I was trying to back away from that. You want to go there? Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and tell you. Yeah, I mean, I know about the tape. I know about the tape. You know, it's like
But
Martell.
I don't think that it wasn't the tape wasn't the issue. That to me, that's not the controversy. The controversy was whether or not he gave it to
Yeah,
Ariane, who tried
Which
to
he
give it
did.
to a friend. I don't know why
right.
people made such a big deal out of that,
The
because to
controversy is that
me,
he doesn't realize he's saying more than he
He
needs
gave
to
I
it
don't
say.
to
think
He's
her.
giving
it was.
himself up.
I
He
don't
said,
think
I asked for
so.
child support. Oh, well, wait a minute. Which time? Oh, okay, I did. I don't want to talk about him. I was like, okay,
Yeah, I mean, he's
what
just.
the-
I mean, so there's really no need for people of millimeters, whatever y'all want to call it, to say anything bad about Martell, because Martell does enough damage of his own doing. He really does, and that interview was just proof.
I don't know. Carlos need to tell him don't do them no more. That was not a good look, Martell. So Mel said in the thing that she was a speaker and that Sheree was signing a book. So they were both doing something good. And I would have been a fan. I mean, I don't think it's anything wrong for her to be Sheree's fan.
I don't think so. I mean,
Nope, they're just trying to make her look.
she was a housewife on a
Yeah.
very popular show. I don't see.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying I don't see why that's an issue. Like, so what? I don't care if she had stood in line for an hour for her. But to me, it just didn't make any sense. Y'all act like this is some blojo on the streets that she was just trying to get her autograph. No, it was somebody that was,
Yeah,
relatively
before
famous.
before she got kicked off. All right. So last thing, and then we can move on to Atlanta. We're doing really good, y'all. What do y'all think about? They did Kimmy and Maurice.
Y'all didn't think Kimmy and Maurice.
I was about to talk about it. Look, I'm doing
Okay.
it. So Kimmy and Maurice conversation. Did it happen twice or did they cut it up?
They cut it up. They
Okay.
did 2 segments.
Because I was sitting here like, why are they talking about this twice?
No.
What do y'all think about what she was saying? Like, first of all, would you admit that you fake it?
I mean, it ain't a wife in the world that
Would you admit it on TV, Joy? On TV.
I wouldn't admit it. No, I mean, there's none to admit. What could be if I'm faking, they'll be able to tell it anyway.
Me too. I don't think that you should fake. I just feel like if he ain't doing it, he just ain't doing it. Don't boost his ego. You need to do better, boo. You need to do better.
I think under the
totally.
circumstances in which she's in, I don't think that there's a do better. I think, to me, when I was listening to that scene, I kind of, maybe I saw it differently, but I tend to think that's very typical of a wife, of a longevity. Like, there are just sometimes you don't feel like it. But the reality is you have a husband that made his libido maybe a little bit higher than yours.
Mm-hmm.
So, you do. And and you sacrifice. I mean, I just think that in life, when you do decide to take on a life partner, there is some give and take there. I wouldn't have necessarily said that I fake it, but because she has cancer, because she doesn't have hair, it didn't just come with I fake it. She also said some very vulnerable things like, I don't feel attractive. I don't feel sexy. So if you're feeling like this, I don't have hair. Hair was a part of my sexuality. She admitted those things out loud. So when you're not feeling this isn't about I don't feel like it today because I got a headache. This is a life-altering situation for her. But she also recognizes that her husband has needs. I think that's self-sacrificing. Some women would say, if you don't feel like it, you don't feel like it, you shouldn't. And that's fine. If that's your approach, go on. Let him get a side chick, because that's what's going to happen.
But she has cancer, so hopefully he wouldn't get a side chick if she got.
I agree,
about
but
their
it happens.
situation.
It happens. But
He better not.
He shouldn't. He absolutely shouldn't. But I just don't think I would take the attitude of.
Okay, did Maurice say this? That if she doesn't give what he wants, don't be mad when he. I don't remember this. When did he say this?
I think he was saying it jokingly, but yeah, he did say that. He did say that. But
I'm before the cancer.
I do know that men who don't have a moral compass, and it's a lot, they think like that. They think like that. Like even those that do have a moral compass can dip. A situation will present itself. You in a situation, they look left, they look right, ain't nobody looking. I ain't saying
Yeah.
it's right, it's absolutely not. But everybody don't live on moral terms. Everybody don't live on um don't live in a way that would balance that mindset. Men do get frustrated. It's just, girl, I can tell y'all a story, but I won't today. Go
We
on.
won't do it on the camera. You ain't gonna. We
Yeah.
don't do. I just feel like on camera. I love that she's vulnerable. I love that they're sharing their real lives. But I was just shocked that she did that on camera. Like,
I was, and I actually enjoyed it. To me, that's an adult conversation. It's something that you would have amongst girlfriends, and I think that
mhm.
younger people really should have those conversations because I think we get wrapped up in our own heads when you get married, especially when it's been 10, 12, 15 years. You get wrapped up in your own head, and you like, I got all of these things going on, and you're not really thinking about the other person, and it could go on both ends. Kimmy in this case has cancer. Maurice, he in his mind he got needs. Uh, you ain't sick today. It's just like it's very
How old is he though?
selfish.
Because he seems
It's
like a
very
horny teenager.
selfish. It's a selfish approach, but at the same time,
I just think he doesn't have anything else to talk about.
I think
that
me
could be true.
too. I feel like he's like a horny teenager or something.
He's not. He probably ain't getting it up as nearly as much as he talk about it.
He was hurt that she said she was faking. I agree too. That's why I feel like it depends on your mate because he's got this ego that's built around what he think he can do and how many times he wants to do it a day, and he presents that on camera like I need it all the time. I can do it 3-4 times. He probably a one pump chump. We just don't know.
See, I wouldn't.
And for her,
it's hard
what'd you say,
what I
Callie?
would do as a. It's hard for me to say what I would do as a man, of course, because I'm not a man. But I would not have felt heartbroken to hear that. I would have felt, wow,
Right.
you doing that for me because I need it. I mean, I would have been warm and fuzzy from hearing that. Everything you're going through, you're putting all that to the side to make sure.
But
I
think that
sweet.
I agree with you, but I think sex between a husband and a wife, a lot of your ego, a lot of your feeling is based on, I would hope, pleasing your mate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
but if she's sick, it ain't gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah, you could have a candid conversation amongst your girlfriends about that. Like, there are plenty of times you just don't feel like it, but it's all about that person. Like, you have people that'll say, well, every time I gotta have X, Y, and Z. No, sometimes it's just no. It would be nice, but it don't work like that all the time.
I want it every time. So anything
it would
else?
be really, really nice.
I mean, it's the truth. That was funny. I feel like it was a needed conversation, but I was shocked. That's what I said, that it was on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But anything else? What else? What does I always talk about? Was her faking it? You talked about her not feeling sexy.
Are we not going to talk
about the conversation between the boys?
How Tiffany went back and told
yes,
Lou
I have it in my
notes, and Lou called himself going to Martell. And this was the killer. Lou is all in Martell's face with his finger on his chest. And when Martell put his finger away, had the nerve say, man, don't do this. I want to say, it should be a word. I keep saying this for N-word and all that. Because that's what Lou had. Like, you can't come into my personal space. And then when I push your hand away, had a nerve to tell me that don't do that. No,
you don't do that anyway. Like, if we're in a conversation and they're like, don't do that, don't say that. That bores me. I don't know why it bothers me. Don't tell me what to do. So yeah, I get you, Joy. That wasn't a move, Lou. That wasn't a move.
And you notice Martell didn't flinch.
Yeah, neither one of them did though.
Yeah, but I'm just to be clear, Lou towers him.
Lou ain't Lou towers him in size and weight and all that, but Lou is a teddy bear. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be scared of him at all.
Yeah, I don't think. Hopefully, they wouldn't have fought, but
I don't think they would have. But my point is, Martell was just like, whatever, dude. I want to see the uncut version of that because you know they
that'll
put
be.
that
And
up.
then Marceau, big up Marceau over there egging it on. Do you not feel like he eggs it on, or
I
is it
love
just
it. Marcel was like, "You mean to this can't?" Marcel said, "This can't be the first time you heard your wife was a Karen."
He
I
did.
mean,
He did.
son,
He did.
it
He
was
did.
hilarious. I just
It
love
was.
him.
There he is. He
This
talking about,
can't,
hold up, man, bro,
be the
don't do
first
that.
time.
There it is.
Yeah.
He said that's the truth though. Like Tiffany is a weirdo. Like I don't even know how to say it. What's her name? Tried to tell us. What's her name?
Ooh, Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah.
She a weirdo.
Oh, by Marcel's definition of a Karen, he's a Karen himself. I agree. He's a Ken. I think they're called Kens, right? Karen and Ken. But
Yeah.
anything else, y'all? I don't think we're gonna bring anybody on because we're trying to be real quick on these two. So we've done 44 minutes.
Do
Anything
y'all
else?
think, because we didn't have that episode, do y'all think that Marceau and Martell, I don't want to say jumped her or attacked her?
I don't think so.
I didn't feel like it was an attack. But it would have been nice for him to say, okay, this came up. We don't have to talk about it. I just wasn't really into it, just so you'll know I know about it. And then
but she brought it up. That was the kicker. Remember, I put that in the
I feel like that was fine. I just feel like Marceau shouldn't have been in it. Martell and her were handling it like adults. But Marceau had to put his little Marceauism in it. And Marceau added sauce to it that didn't need to be there. Like I feel like Tiffany and Martell could have handled it because Martell was very respectful to her, in my opinion.
He was.
Yeah. He was. It was Marceau.
And I think when he realized it was getting out of control, he was like, you know what? I need to talk to Lou about this.
Yes.
But she went to Lou, and I think she was being a Karen. She's like, I'm seeing lights. I'm seeing lights. Like I don't like her. I don't like her. And
he was trying to break up the outside conversation. She couldn't tell what was going on. She got a little dizzy.
So y'all don't really think that? I don't think they should have addressed her. Should have called Lou. But she did start it.
I mean,
she started the conversation.
Tiffany,
whether or not they would have, I don't know. But she literally said to Martell, "What was your takeaways? What was the highlights from last night?" She literally asked him that.
Yep.
She opened up the door. He did not.
The door is closed. So yeah, but do y'all think she was really hurt, like sick, can't breathe?
I don't know. I mean, I can see why she would have faked it, but I just don't think that's something that a pregnant lady plays with. I think she might have been tired or a little dizzy or whatever. It just so happened to be at the same time that they were outside. It
could have been stressful for her too.
It could have been. So, yeah, I don't think she was faking at all. But it was interesting in the preview to see Kimmy say, "Do we need to get permission to call 911?" What was it? What?
Yeah, like why did they call the ambulance? Is it because they're expensive? Do they have insurance? They entrepreneurs. It could be.
I mean, if you
call
an ambulance and they don't keep you, that's at least a $900.
Yeah, absolutely.
Insurance. Yeah, that you got to pay for. Ride, girl. My daughter had an accident in front of the hospital, and when I say in front of the hospital, I'm telling you, it was 500 feet. Then I kept screaming, "Don't get in that ambulance! Don't get in that!" She told me, "Mom," she was panicking. I said, "Girl, we coming to get your daddy coming to get you." That girl got in the ambulance. I made her pay it too. It was $900.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I could see why they said no. You could get there faster sometimes too. So,
she was across the street. Now, mind you, it was a highway. It was a byway. It wasn't really a highway, but literally, she could have hopped the Vaddock in 2 lanes and would have been on the hospital grass.
Yeah, so I can understand why they didn't call. So, and Big Lou, he probably got her there on time. All right, anything else, y'all? We did good.
Nope, nothing else.
All right, so we're gonna do Atlanta next. We're probably gonna try to be as fast as we were on this one. So if y'all want to join us, please do, and if not, catch us on the rebound, retake, replay,
something like that.
Yeah, okay. We'll see y'all in 2 minutes.
I don't have the link.
Oh, Joy, can you send it to her?
Thank you.
Okay.